Good morning, traders. So how do we trade the DAX today? So before we get into the daily charts, just reiterate this weekly head and shoulders. It is a massive head and shoulders with a neckline around there. Okay. Now, what I noticed yesterday, there's a number of analysts out there that are now starting to punt this head and shoulders. And as soon as that happens, that's when I start looking for trades in the opposite direction. And reason being is the smart money knows that everybody is trying to play this head and shoulders. A lot of people will be following analysts, and they'll be looking for their trades. And I see there's already people that have called the entry points and their target levels for this head and shoulders. Okay, so word of warning, don't get fixated on this just yet. Once we've broken the neckline and we've got bearish action below the neckline, then you start looking for those targets. But up until then, this is still an uptrend. Okay, so it doesn't matter how you look at it. From down here, it's an uptrend into a consolidation phase. Could be a top, very possible, but the reality is play what you see on the short term, on the short time frames. Don't get fixated on what's going on here. Okay, let's just have a look at the daily. So we still have this daily double top target. Okay, now again, I'm still uncomfortable with it at the moment because I would prefer a retest. So I would prefer a pullback retest of this double top and a move to the downside. Let's just put a line on the top here. So that's pretty much our double top. Okay, we have broken through it. I would like to see a retest of this area before moving to the downside. That would just give me confidence that it's in play. And until that happens, there are two potential scenarios at play here. And the first one is this triangle. Okay. So that's the first one. The second one is that we are at a retracement level, which we still are. Okay. So if I put a Fibonacci on here, you'll see we are basically got a sort of a rejection bar of the 61.8. And I say sort of because I prefer rejection bars looking like this if we are changing direction to the upside. So I want a green body at the top of the tail. I don't want to see tails at the top, and I don't want to see a small little body like that. To me, this is more of a doji than a rejection bar. Okay, and a doji is indecision. Okay, so a couple of scenarios to play out. So let's just get where this measured move goes to. So the double top target is pretty much this level at the bottom here. Okay. So this is the double top target, and as I say, I would much rather see a rejection off here and then short. That would just make me feel a lot better about putting the short in at the moment. Okay, so that's what we see on the daily, and for now you can see the short-term daily trend is down. The long-term trend is up. And I think let's just have a quick look at the monthly. You'll see we've got a rejection bar. We're busy forming another rejection bar here. So there is potential for this thing to fall quite far if you look at the monthly as well. But as I say, on these higher time frames, just be very wary because it could take 2 or 3 months before it gets to this level and then starts falling. So up until then, you need to trade what you see. Okay. 4 hour. So you can see the current trend at the moment on the 4 hour is down. We are down, and so long as we stay below the 20 moving average, in my eye, the trend is down. Okay, so and you use a 4 hour, especially on the DAX. Just use the 4 hour as your yardstick. So this is your trend. What is concerning me is that we have a grouping of all the oscillators here, which is indicating oversold conditions. Okay, so I still would prefer to see us bounce to this level, come and close this gap, give the bull something to cheer about, and then sell off from there. Okay, so that's kind of what I'm looking for at the moment. Whether we get it or not is another story. So if you look at the hour, we can see we had this big move down, and we've just pretty much gone sideways, a bit of a consolidation. and you can see oscillator starting to move back to the upside. So what normally happens in a scenario like this is we'll go sideways, oscillators all move to the upside, get into the overbought territories, and then the sell-off will happen. Okay, so trend is still down. Looking for shorts. I much prefer to have the shorts higher up, have a much better risk to reward. But yeah, beggars can't be choosers sometimes, and you've got to just trade what you see. So yesterday, when we're looking at the 12-minute here, you can see we pretty much battled to get going, and eventually is sort of sold off. Lots of indecision there, lots more indecision here. And then at the US Open, a quick sell-off, and then we rallied a bit with the US. Okay, the futures market at the moment is sitting at Dow futures. So DAX futures is flat, Dow futures is slightly up, and S&P is flat. So nothing really to worry about at the moment. Well, it's an indicator direction either way. But as I said, I'm more bearish than bullish, but I really would like to see some form of retracements to come and test the breakouts at the top here before I'll fully commit to anything short. Okay, so that's kind of my take on this at the moment. So for today, we could potentially see the continuation of this little trend here. These three soldiers, three ladies, whatever you want to call them, and it's an inside bar with confirmation and a second confirmation. So we could possibly see this come and test the area up here. I'd like to see us test this area, close this gap here, and then move down to the downside. That's kind of the play that I'm looking for. So yeah, I think we'll have to wait and see what the open brings. But anything bullish, I'll take the long, but I think the long will be a scalp. And as soon as we have a fairly decent retracement, or even just on the hour, just seeing all the oscillators grouped at the top and us staying below the 20 moving average on the 4 hour, that will give me an entry short. Okay, and then I'll be entry short, and then what I'll be looking for is a break of this tail. Okay, so we break below the low of yesterday. That'll just add to the confirmation that we are going to come and hit the bigger target here. Okay, that's kind of me for the DAX today. Probably, I suppose the summary is just sit on hands until the open, watch what happens at the open, and trade the open accordingly. Okay, so yeah, hope it helps, guys, and stay safe, enjoy the day, and I'll catch you later. Cheers, mate.